a key milestone in our journey towards reopening Porgera Gold Mine for our mine to be in operation for the next 20 years. Today was historic, as you all have known. We did sign the framework agreement on the 9th of April this year. The framework agreement sets out the pathway forward that embraces the entire structure of how we will go towards reopening Porgera. Well, I thought we will do it before 16th of September, but I did set 16th of September not from this team here, but from my own, just to give us a milestone dateline for all of us to work towards. Today was a tick-off in what was a key requisite in the framework agreement. When we signed the framework agreement, there were 4 subsidiary but equally qualified key milestones for us to get towards reopening Porgera Mine in its fullest. And the key of them was the commencement agreement. And today the Governor General was kind enough to give us this appointment this late in the day and late in the week. But he recognized the very importance of getting Porgera progressed, and His Excellency Sebo Abdallah allowed us, and he presided over the signing of our commencement agreement. Commencement agreement now allows us to go into the finer details of what will now open up to the operative agreement, the fiscal stability agreements that we will sign that will culminate in certain acts of parliament that will be passed to secure what we are doing today, as well as, I did mention operative agreement, and moving forwards towards the sale agreement, moving forwards towards the company being established within our partners, our Barrick Gold, as well as Kumul Minerals Holding Limited, and our landowner subsidiaries at the moment. I thank MRE and Enga provincial government for representing the entire family of landowners and provincial government in Enga province for being a third party to this proceeding thus far. It is important. Let me give assurance to our people in the Porgera Valley, the SML landowners, the LMP landowners, those who live in the footprint of the impact of the project, and will live in the impact of the footprint going forward, the greater Enga province people, as well as Papua New Guinea. We have not been resting. This is not a light minor project. This is a substantial mining project that comes within the ambit of the 1991 Mining Act that is described as the major mining project. And so within this context, we've taken time to ensure that our national interest is protected, as well as our investors' interest is protected. And in a nutshell, as most of you would have known by now, we have secured benchmark benefit in as far as our government take is concerned. If we were to run 20 years, our benefit take would be always about 53%, and our investors at 47%. If we were to run 10 years and we decide no longer to remain in partnership with Barrick, then our benefit would average at 52%, and they will take at 48%. This is an agreement that we want to sign proper, so that it respects landowners' inherent right, it respects provincial government rights, it respects our national interests and national rights, as well as respecting our investors who will make a return on the investment, so that all parties are happy on the table. And I just want to apologize if there were expectations of expeditious startup of the mine. Well, the commencement agreement now gives us certainty towards getting the mine started. And I impress on our partners here who will be our operators that you can work towards getting the mine started ASAP. They've given indication that from the latest as we sign this commencement agreement, they will work towards getting it up in full swing around April. There's a clause in these agreements that we are signing. There's always a clause in for us. Not to say we don't trust each other, but there's a clause where they could get out or we could get out. Or there's a clause where we also ask them, all right, we're giving you all these concessions, but please, you are time bound. You have a time to ensure that you're producing faster, you're producing quicker, and you're producing at that amount within those time frames. So there are enough safety mechanisms to cover our investor partner as well as our local interest and our national interest. And I'm happy at this juncture to announce our commencement agreement was signed. Let me say thank you very much. Firstly to Mr. Wu, Kupek, Mr. Bristow and the team, and Mr. Bristow has been flying in now how many times now? 13 times to ensure this is ticked off. And to our landowners who are in Porgera, Mr. Bristow told me and the team he arrived into Barrick in around 2019. He was not Barrick that was in 2015, 2016, 2017, or Barrick that was at 2006. He arrived in 2019 through his company called Rand Gold. They're now recalibrating the way they will operate in Porgera to possibly produce Porgera into a Tier 1 resource, and not just Porgera but the fields that we have around. So all in all, Governor Eparas and the team who stood with me, I say thank you. They've stood with me and with the state negotiating team led by Secretary Vele and State Solicitor General Pagaria, our entire team from Kumul, from Chelini, Nelly, to the Managing Director, as well as our own team from Treasury, Prime Minister's Department, the entire team of the arsenal of government we have. They put their effort behind to making sure that our state interest is maintained, and having now progress to commencement agreement, we're looking forward to move towards concluding on the fiscal stability side of things, as well as the operatorship agreement in between now and April. And in between, we've asked Barrick to ensure they put in the numbers, they go behind the boardrooms to ensure they plan for the mine to be fired up as soon as we tick off every other thing that needs to be ticked off in the process. So on this note, I say thank you very much for you to ensure that this is done. We could not have done this without the works and supervision of our team from the mining department and MRA. Let me also announce in November, we will try to tidy what we are doing. And in December, we will come and meet the provincial government and the landowners at the Development Forum proper. And whatever it is we've secured, the additional 1% for royalty, of course for national government, the additional 2% as a premium they're paying for fiscal stability, and the 51% equity that we've secured for PNG parties, including what is already understood to be 10% for the Porgera Valley landowners and 5% for the rest of Enga province. And of course, the Development Forum will unbundle the landowner demands and landowner expectations, and national government, within the national government take, that's from our 53%, the total project economic benefit, as well as from our 51% equity take. So all these things, in as far as detailed discussion with landowners, will take place in December. We'll allocate sufficient time and a place in Enga province for us to meet all our landowners at a time, for us to go into the final details of what benefit is yours, how do we structure your benefit structures, and all the demands that you may have. Please keep it. Some have submitted to government already. We'll bring it back up, and we at the Development Forum proper will go through all issues with the landowners in December. But lo and behold, we are on our path towards ensuring Porgera is reopened when Barrick does conclude what it's what it needs to do in planning the mine build.